Sunday night, Tracky talks bollocks.
Viewers watching the following video need to understand, this is my point of view. This is what I saw through my eyes growing up in Birmingham. I represent no side, nobody but myself. Thank you. Hi girls and guys, it's MrTrakky and we're on the right track. Guys, welcome to episode 16 of the Real Life Show. In today's episode, I'm going to be covering gangs and gang warfare. Now, Gear Grinder 50 asked me in my last video for the Q&A section if I ever had a opportunity to join a gang, and I was going to do a real life show about gangs based on where I'm from, because they have run the city rife for years. So it was the perfect timing for Gear Grinder to ask that question, and it was the ideal time in my eyes to do the video. So I'm from Birmingham City, as most of you know by now. If you're new, welcome, and welcome to the show. Birmingham has been rife with gangs, two in particular, since the 80s. Now, Birmingham is actually the gun capital of the UK. I'm putting some stuff up on the screen, as you can see now, and I'm not glorifying this at any means at all. I'm literally showing you that where I come from has got lovely parts, but there are some parts that you want to stay away from, and unfortunately I've been involved, however indirectly or directly I've been involved. I'm not going to really mention too much because I don't want to get myself in trouble, but yes, I have been a product of Birmingham's gang warfare culture to a degree. Now, the song that you can actually hear playing in the background is a song called Hardball, and this is where my involvement came with one of the sides. I'll explain a bit more about the sides first. You got two gangs in particular, the Johnson's crew and the Burger Boys, the Burger Bar Boys as most people refer to them, but I just say Burger Boys. Now, these both set out in the late 1980s. One started in front of a cafe, one started in front of a burger bar, hence the name. Now, these gangs formed pretty much after the riots in the 80s. The more notable riots happened in Handsworth in Birmingham City, which is a predominantly black and Asian area. Some will refer to it as the ghetto. Now, these two gangs really came into their own in the 90s and kind of managed to nudge the Jamaicans, who were dominating the drug culture in Birmingham, out the way. The Johnsons took over territories such as Aston, Newtown, Lozells, B6, B19. It's all postcode related. That's how Birmingham people know where to go or where not to go if you are road savvy or street savvy. The Burger Bar Boys took up the likes of Handsworth, which is their notable biggest territory, and they took over parts of Perry Bar, Ladywood, and where I'm from, Winson Green. At a later date, I was classed as more of a neutral territory, but being so close to Handsworth, naturally that area became part of their stronghold. Now, notably, there have been quite a few shootings between these two gangs, and people have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Notably, in 2003, two girls in particular were killed in a drive-by shooting between the two gangs. Now, I have been to funerals of friends, people that I knew that have been on both sides, crazily enough, and quite a few people that have been on a particular side actually went to school in the other territory, so it is quite crazy when you think about it. I know there's a bit of a amnesty from the olders now, trying to break the mold and break the stronghold of the two gangs, but the kids seem to want to get involved now and try and continue the culture. Birmingham's a place where, growing up, there were certain places I wasn't allowed to go, and it was not a case of because I was involved more than others in any particular area. It was because you would be openly asked on the street, where are you from? And if you couldn't answer that question and give them a plausible answer, you're either getting robbed or you're getting stabbed, or worst case scenario, you're getting shot. Now, my affiliation came with music. I made music for one particular side. This side is the side that it has their most notable and famous track over this beat playing in the background, and it's a track that I had to secretly keep to myself, that I made for years. I couldn't tell nobody for years, apart from when I knew I was in the safest place in the right territory. I've heard people from both sides play this song on the bus, which shows how ridiculous the feud was sometimes. There was just a general respect for the other side, even though people didn't want to admit it. And unfortunately, whilst they were shooting a video to this particular song, one of the guys were killed at gunpoint, which just shows you how serious Birmingham can be. Now, I wasn't there, as I was in London at the time, and I was invited to this video shoot because I made the beat itself. I could have got involved heavily with the gang, but I chose to keep at arm's length, as I was rather young and these guys were big. I was definitely impressed by the money I was paid for this beat, and it was something that I grew up seeing as cool. Scarface I thought was cool. The Bad Boy videos with Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls and Tupac, they were my favourite rappers. The whole gangster thing really appealed to me, being young and impressionable at that time. And these guys were real life gangsters. But it was only until I started seeing the deaths after I saw the money, where I started to realise I wasn't cut out for this type of lifestyle. And that was the closest I've come to getting involved in a gang. One of my best friends I went to school with, his brother was closely affiliated with one particular side. And most notably, I remember taking my little brother and cousin down to his. It was the first time that they'd ever been out with me. I was older, I was about 16, 17. And as I was walking down to his, I said to them, just make sure if I tell you to run, you run. Now, they thought it was all funny. They was obviously hyped that they was with their older brother / cousin. And we got down to the area in question, which is just off what I referred to in one of my previous videos as Benefit Street. And everyone was outside, it was summer, everyone was chilling. And then a blue car pulled up suspiciously, just stopped, and out came a gunman. I turned to my brother and my little cousin in a blind panic. Run! Run! At the top of my voice, just run! They froze, they didn't know what was going on. I'm well in tune to what was going on. I had to run over to them and push them out of the way to get them running. My best friend's big brother, who was affiliated, was trying to burst in the door. Fortunately, the gun jammed and the gunman couldn't get his shots off. That was one hell of a scary moment. One hell of a scary moment. And it's one of few that I've unfortunately had to see in my lifetime growing up in Birmingham City. We're still the gun capital of the UK, and there's currently a gun amnesty on. There was a knife amnesty, now there's a gun amnesty. But that is gang warfare. Guys, I'd love to hear your opinions. Have you been involved in a gang? Have you lived in an area where there are gangs that have had control of the area? I really want to hear your input. As always, guys, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.